Let's make sure
She's totally on mute. I completely put her back on mute, so yeah. Go make me a sandwich. No, you're not on mute.
Okay.
I took care of it. Okay, wave to the camera, Alex.
Hi.
Okay, now here's the confirmation we need, because we've been having some issues. Okay, it is live. If I download this and YouTube still has Alex with a dumbass face and it's frozen, it's YouTube's fault, right?
Right.
It's totally... Okay, we can blame Mama Susan?
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
And Andrea, go ahead and talk.
Well, you're talking over me. What are you talking about?
There you go. Okay, so everything's working. Yay! Welcome back, everybody, to Drak and Shadow Live, where we are going to be tackling some Spyro. We ran a little late on Mega Man 8. By the way, did you see that ending? That clutch of an ending?
Yeah.
Andrea? You weren't paying attention, were you?
I was probably busy taking care of the kids, getting them to bed.
We literally got down to the wire and we beat Wily.
Well, I bet you were very...
Yes, I was very happy. Alex was probably happier than me.
Yes.
Because at that point, how many times had we restarted?
So many times.
Yes, Wily's Castle. Wily's Castle is a difficult thing to marathon, guys.
So you were kind of doing a God of War, Groundhog Day thing.
Kind of, yeah. We were doing Mega Man 8 finale or bust. So.
Oh, good. Now, what's your next game on that?
I'm trying to remember. What was the next one? Because it got replaced with as soon as we finished Catherine Full Body. So.
Well, we're gonna do House of the Dead.
Well, at some point we need to do House of the Dead remake. Now that we have it, but I think I had something else in that docket. I'll have to go look at it and see, because I can't remember right off the top of my head. Like, I know what's happening after Zelda, and I know what's happening after Spyro.
I've been here.
I want to say it's the return to Arkham City.
Oh, is this not?
But
I don't know where I am or where I'm going. Yeah, maybe it was Arkham.
I want to say it was Arkham City, but I might be wrong.
Arkham City.
So we'll check it out. Oh my gosh. And now I'm tired. And I was just like, I don't want to talk anymore. But we actually have a couple of things that we need to go over, because it's been a busy month of June.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we're going to be able to cover all of the games that have been announced, because technically we still have more games possibly being announced this upcoming week. But the big thing that I actually want to get to, we earlier talked about Sonic Frontiers. And as I told you early on, before the stream, Alex, that there was a gameplay demo.
Right.
That did release for it, and don't go watch it, because it's a very barren world. I'm not... The demo itself was very boring, and the main reason is because the world's not populated.
Right.
So at that point, there's nothing in Sonic's way. They just wanted to show Sonic running around. And that was probably not the best idea to do. But that's me. But we actually did get some details on the story. Not much, but we did get something on the story, and I'm just bringing that up right now. Because we got an interview with one of the writers for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to find the story now because it didn't save in my frickin' Chrome. I'm gonna get rid of this fucking app on Apple because it's useless now.
How many dragons do we need?
I don't know. Where's the hot air balloon?
Oh, and also, obviously, there's another movie that we need to do a podcast on, Alex. And that is Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Have you ever seen Do America?
No.
We might need to do that one first.
You want me to try and find the blue?
Yeah. Go ahead.
That's going to be appropriate, because then you and me
there's-
can,
Oh, that's right
can
there.
talk it. So, assuming, of course, I can find it. Because my phone is busy being a dingus and didn't save anything. And I'm trying to remember, did you see the Morbius movie, Alex?
No, I didn't. See
Okay. I was going to ask you if you could tell me why it's such a memeable movie. Because everybody for a while there was screaming, it's Morbin time. And I don't know what that's from. I'm guessing it's from a movie. Probably Doctor Strange too, because I know he's in it.
I have no idea. Why
He's in Multiverse of Madness because
Right.
they wanted to have references to the Sony universe too.
I could try and find this dragon.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see. I'm gonna have to manually search for this, aren't I? Open zone game. Here we go. Okay, so the person being interviewed. Oh, what was his name? Ian Flynn is the interviewer. Oh, sorry, Ian Flynn is the guy.
Oh.
So Ian Flynn is the Sonic writer. He's worked on Sonic since 2006.
Right.
I was not able to confirm if he worked on that game.
No, he didn't.
But he has apparently worked on Sonic games since then, as well as Sonic comics. So the interview that we got is, let's see, starting here, just to try and explain the premise. Sonic, Tails, and Amy embark for the Starfall Islands to investigate the disappearance of the Chaos Emeralds. Things take a turn for the dramatic immediately, and Sonic is left alone with a lot of questions. The story is his journey to uncover all the mysteries of the islands, rescue his friends, and discover how everything ties together. So that's the story we're walking into with Sonic Frontiers.
Right.
Initial thoughts on that.
Sounds interesting as a story. Yeah.
Right now, the more interesting thing to me is the disappearance of the Chaos Emeralds. So at that point, is that going to be a theme from here on in? Here's the next little bit. Sonic's indomitable spirit carries him throughout the adventure, and it's what allows him to help each of his friends as they tackle their own personal challenges. Someone else you encounter will have their very identity shaped by their interactions with Sonic. And that will not be your own OC.
Right.
That's not what this thing says. But, which isn't always a comfortable process. Then there's the secrets of the Starfall Islands themselves, and how the tragedies of the past have led to the adventure today. Sonic's never say die attitude is certainly put to the test. Now, this would actually be kind of good in terms of hype.
Right.
Here's one thing I'd like you to explain to me, Alex.
Okay.
So, we know that the Sonic movies have taken inspiration from the games.
Yeah.
Makes sense, right? Because the games existed before that. Ian Flynn has also admitted that Sonic Frontiers is taking inspiration from the movies.
Okay.
One problem, though. The internet, in its infinite autism, has discovered that when this was being written, Sonic the movie wasn't even being worked on.
Right. Which probably means the story's gone through rewrites.
Yes. So what I'm guessing is that there will be themes that are tied to something maybe close to the movies, but I still think it's going to be its own story.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I know that a lot of people have been ragging on Ian Flynn for that statement. I think it's a badly worded statement. Frankly, I get that he wanted to say, like, we're also taking inspiration from the movie, And my guess is what they're taking from that is maybe Eggman or Robotnik, if he is in this, might resemble Jim Carrey a little bit more in terms of personality, not necessarily look.
Right.
So maybe we'll get that, but I don't know. I kind of like the divide. So I guess we'll have to find out when we get there. And why are we tackling a bunch of dragons with moo-moos?
Because they like you. What are you talking about?
Well, they like you, apparently. So we at least have some stuff, but I'm going to be honest, that was not enough information to come to an E3-like event, which is what they did, to show off. I kind of think it might have been a good idea to announce a delay and keep working on it.
Yeah.
That's me, though.
I wouldn't be against a...
It definitely looks like Sonic meets Breath of the Wild. I will say that.
Yeah.
And that might not necessarily be a bad thing. I mean, what they showed off was very reminiscent of the adventure zones in Sonic Adventure 1. But we need more. We need a populated world. A fucking populated world.
Yeah.
And then we can make more probable judgments on it. The next bit of gaming news that I wanted to get into, we kind of hinted at with Mega Man, and that is the Resident Evil 8 DLC, which will take Ethan Winters to the third person.
To the third person.
Well, now you got what you wanted, Alex.
Yeah, I did.
So you might. So I'm going to ask you honestly, Alex, is this enough to make you want to buy Village?
Yeah, I think it is.
You have to wait until October 28th.
Yeah, no problem.
But then at that point, I'm sure they'll have like a Game of the Year edition with an expansion pass, so you can also get access to the story involving Rose Winters, which is going to be the DLC campaign. So you get all of that. I still am going to state what I stated there is it would be really cool if they retroactively added third person to Resident Evil 7.
I know, that would be great. Like a
For Alex, specifically.
Yeah.
Because I think Alex would love the story of 7. And would ogle over it. Like, Village is good, and I like Village, but if I was going to recommend a Resident Evil game for Alex to try, it probably would be 7 over Village. Just because I think 7 would resonate a little bit better. But that's me. So, we have that. We also had the announcement of Resident Evil Reverse. Well, it's been announced before, but they kind of enlightened us a bit more on it, and it just sounds like, I might be wrong about this, but it just sounds like Resident Evil Overwatch. You know, like it's a hero-based shooter where you can be in teams, except the really cool mechanic characters are all villains.
Right.
So at that point, I think everybody else is going to play the villains. And that's kind of sad. Because overall, wouldn't you like to play as everybody? Except, you know, there's nothing really dividing Chris Redfield from Leon Kennedy.
Right.
And speaking of Leon Kennedy, Resident Evil 4 Remake got announced.
Right. I heard that.
I'm still very torn about this. I still think Code Veronica Remake would have been a better idea. But that's where they wanted to go. And now we'll get 5 Remake, where they actually attempt to make 5 good. Did I say that out loud? I did? Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
you did.
Because Capcom needed to hear that. And I'm already having like a bunch of gripes with Capcom right now, specifically with the announcement of Street Fighter 6. You know what, Alex? I need to talk to you about this because this is driving me nuts.
Okay.
So Street Fighter 6 is being made in the RE engine.
Right.
All right. So like this is the Capcom in-house engine. It's amazing. Everybody loves it, and I completely understand why it's being made in-house with the RE engine. However, their new approach has me a bit worried because they are taking the approach that Mortal Kombat 11 did, which is that everything needs to be more realistic.
Yeah, that's weird especially for Street Fighter.
Uh-huh. And so at that point, they're trying to have more realistic-looking fighters instead of having the weird proportions that they've had before. And when Mortal Kombat 11 did this, it actually, in my opinion, hurt a lot of the characters. Because in some cases, the way that the characters were designed, you didn't need to hurt the way that they looked. You didn't need to hurt the proportions or anything like that. You had it right with Mortal Kombat 10.
Right.
And then Mortal Kombat 11 came out, which in my opinion has the worst design of Sub-Zero, the worst design of Scorpion, the worst design of Kitana.
Right.
Worst design of a lot of the characters. I'm not partial to Jax or anything like that because they tended to go more realistic and also a little... I hate using this word because I know Alex gets mad at me for it, but they went down a woke direction with all of the characters' writing as well as their models and design.
Uh-huh.
So we weren't allowed to have Mortal Kombat characters with big boobs anymore. We instead had to have Kitana get significantly shrunk down to a point where I honestly look at her and go, how on earth did you fight anybody? Because there's no way you would have won. Like, she's basically gangly now. Mm-hmm. And Street Fighter is taking the exact same approach. Another thing I don't like about Street Fighter is actually a meme that you put up in the Discord. I thumbs downed it, and I didn't do that to piss you off or anything like that. It's because I don't like where it's going. Which is, so they've only announced 3 characters.
Right.
So far. Well, actually, 7 characters. Sorry. I forgot all the new ones. So you have Ryu, obviously, he's been announced. You have Chun-Li. Guile was announced at EVO. So you got to see the new Guile in the way he looks. And then they also announced a bunch of new characters, including Luke, the last character from Street Fighter V, his Street Fighter VI look. You also got a friend of his that's like a drunken master kind of thing. But let me just really quick show you. So let's see. And when I edit this, I'll showcase this to you guys. But all right, Alex.
Wow.
That is Ryu from Street Fighter V.
Wow.
Okay. So this is the previous one. It's actually a really good design, right? This is what if you've ever heard of Hot Ryu, this is Hot Ryu.
Okay.
Okay. This was actually a pre-order skin. This was not how Ryu looked.
Right.
And everybody thought that this was the evolution that the character should go. This is Street Fighter VI Ryu.
Okay.
Already the proportions look kind of weird, don't they?
I don't know. I'm not the person to ask about proportion.
He's way more bulky than he used to be. So you have Street Fighter VI Ryu that's already kind of wonky. Let's do SF5 Chun-Li. I actually need to get one of Chun-Li in-game engine. Prime and Netlate. Okay, this is only your top section, but that's Street Fighter V Chun-Li.
Okay.
Okay, so not too bad, right?
Right.
Especially when you see like all of the various costumes that got made for her. Like every fetish was made for Chun-Li.
Right.
I guarantee you. So this is SF6 Chun-Li.
Right. Okay.
I personally don't have a problem with the way that it looks. But this is one of the examples of them being more realistic. Because we have to, like, with Chun-Li, you always have the ginormous thighs.
Yeah.
And they're trying to tone her down a little bit. So that's a little bit frustrating. Also, I'm disappointed because Laura Bailey will no longer be playing her. Because they are going down this really stupid direction that apparently only an Asian actress can play Chun-Li.
Right. They have a new caster casting.
They
for
have
her?
actually cast an Asian actress to play Chun-Li.
Okay.
I do not have a problem with, like, I do not have a problem that Laura Bailey stepped down. That is her call. She gets to make that.
Right.
If she doesn't want to return to the role, that's entirely her decision. I, however, don't like the reason, because it doesn't matter what skin color you are. It doesn't matter what type of build you are. Do I expect little boys to be played by little boys? No. Because then you have problems where Bart Simpson is voiced by 20 different boys over the course of 30 years.
Yeah.
All right? I have no problem with female voice actresses playing Bart Simpson. Why the fuck does it matter that an Asian actress has to play an Asian character? Because, in case you guys completely forgot, we're playing pretend. We are in the like, when you're acting, you are in the business of playing pretend. It shouldn't matter who's playing you, as long as it's what the director wants.
Yeah.
So, but let's cut the brass tacks here. Let's talk about the fucking Ken meme that you put up, because supposedly the rumor, you know the story of Ken Masters, don't you?
I don't know.
Okay, so Ken Masters is the son of a boxing champion who was originally in the street fighting circuit, but we don't really know too much about him.
Right.
But Ken was hitting those angsty teenage years, and his father saw him going down a dark path.
Right.
So at that point, he then sent his son to his acquaintance from the street fighting circuit, Goken. And that's how Ken ended up being in Japan for 10 plus years, training under Goken and training with Ryu. Hence why there's the friendship between the two of them and all that.
Right.
Well, when he comes back in his 20s, the other thing that's interesting is, okay, so he's a boxing champion, right?
Right.
He also started a hotel chain. And by the time Ken comes back, it's an empire. So he's basically the Donald Trump of Street Fighter. All right.
Okay.
Not really, but like it's a massive hotel franchise.
Right.
And so he comes back to Helmet now that he's, a good, sensible adult. He finds his wife, his beautiful bride, Eliza. And then ultimately he also finds, ultimately they get married. And at the end of Street Fighter 4, when you beat the Ken campaign, you find out that Eliza is expecting. So Ken's gonna have a baby! Well, turns out that the rumors in Street Fighter 6 are that Eliza has dumped him and taken the kids with him.
Oh, wow.
Or taken the kids with her.
Okay.
So you find it funny that you put up that meme, but that meme was actually the leak.
Oh, wow.
It is. They took the kids, Ryu! And so it looks like they're going to be taking Ken in a darker direction, which I'm not happy about, because Ken is a very optimistic character. Because he is roughly the American dream. Roughly, if you work hard, then you can achieve anything. So you're taking that away in favor of putting angst in the way. But what's even worse about that is this is going to be the first Street Fighter game. Believe it or not, Alex, there is a timeline of Street Fighter games. Street Fighter 6 is the first sequel in 25 years.
Wow.
So Street Fighter 3 is the furthest in the timeline that ever happened. And then 4 is a prequel to that, and 5 is a sequel to 4. 6 will be a sequel to 3. Which means that if this is true, then Ken is going to be in a bad place after Street Fighter 3, which is really sad because he had taken on his first student.
Right.
And that student is nowhere to be seen. So I'm irritated about that. I'm also irritated that This is another thing I really don't like about the MK11 style. Sexy girl can't be sexy anymore. Now, I'm sure you have a thing to say about that, Alex.
Not really. It's a stupid thing to get on worked up over, and I don't, whatever side you take, I think it's a stupid thing to get worked up over.
And yet you have no and yet you get mad when Sony edits boobs. Or censors boobs, sorry, not edits.
Yeah, well, I mean, to that, it's more like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, really. It's like, yeah, I think it's dumb, but they're also a bunch of polygons, so it's like, okay. It's more like, yeah, it's dumb, but I move on with my life. And yeah, I don't like Sony censorship either, so.
Yeah, so this is, so Street Fighter 6 has its own controversy right now, because the Ken design that got used in your meme,
right,
it was part of a leaked roster that was found, which irritates Capcom because now they can't announce characters because they'll be expected.
Right.
But one of them that caused controversy is Cammy. You remember who Cammy is, right?
Not really, no.
Cammy is the military girl that would come out in the military leotard.
Okay.
Kind of thing with the big metal gauntlets on her hands. So that look for her has been the look for her for since her inception.
Right.
All right. And ultimately what happened in Street Fighter V is that the woke crowd basically said, how dare you make us look at her ass?
Yeah.
Completely ignoring the fact that you have neck muscles and you could turn your ass away. They decided instead, we're going to put her in yoga clothes instead.
Okay.
Now, I am irritated at this because it doesn't really make sense to the character of Cammy.
Right.
But, so I have story reasons that I don't like it. Do I hate the costume? No. Do you want to know why? Because in fighting games, DLC costumes are a thing. And eventually somebody is going to create a retro Cammy that will be played by everybody.
Yeah.
And at that point, that will send a message to Capcom basically saying, yeah, we probably screwed this up. Ultimately, this is Rainbow Mika all over again, who had her controversy in Street Fighter V was that she used her ass to destroy you.
Oh, wow.
Well, the last hit of her super is like her and her wrestling buddy doing a butt slam on your face, kind of thing. Everybody thought that was inappropriate because butt touching face.
Yeah. It's kind of gross, though.
But not in the way they were doing it.
Yeah.
It was a wrestling move, and it was fine. Everybody was making it sound like she was, like, literally sitting on top of his face. That's not what happened with Mika. It was just basically...
Okay.
So, yeah, I've got some issues with the realistic... Because, as you kind of pointed out, we're in a world where people are throwing fireballs at each other.
Yeah.
Where Chun-Li can kick at Mach 1.
Yeah. And that I agree with. It's dumb to get upset over a very cartoony game.
Yes.
Being, sexy. And I'm like, that's also my point, is like, people have nothing else to worry about.
And the other argument that I would make on this is like, okay, I'm getting sick and tired of the Puritan, they can't have big boobs, they can't have big ass, they can't be dressed scantily clad or anything like that. Because here's the bottom line, is that girls are born with big boobs.
We all got tits, people. We all got tits.
Well, some of us have big butts.
Some of us have no butts.
So some of us have no butts, yeah. Thanks for making me feel better, Alex. So at that point, like, so ultimately what you're saying is, okay, those people can't exist.
Yeah.
Except they do exist.
They do exist.
And here's the thing. If people are going to wear specific costumes, then that's their call as a character, right? Yeah. I mean...
And I agree with also the naysayers. It's like, yeah, let's see some more scantily clad men. Let's see some...
Do you have anything to say about that?
No, I don't.
Hey, we're in Street Fighter, dude. There are dudes in man-thongs.
Yes,
all right?
And I agree. Let's have the man-thons and let's everybody...
Have you ever seen them?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, we have to fix this now. So SF3 Urian. So, Alex, I'd like to introduce you to Urian.
All right.
All right. So he's one of them. Obviously, Zangief. You know Zangief. He's the big wrestler guy.
Right.
So I mean, dude is in a man thong.
Yeah, come on.
There are characters like Blanca, who's like the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's plenty of fan service for everybody. Can we just let people be fan servicey and move on with our lives?
Yeah. Let's give the ladies fan service. Let's give the men fan service.
I don't have a problem either way, because here's the thing.
We're humans.
If you understand, because here's the thing, like, everybody's gonna go, well, yeah, it's just fan service. Okay, you need to go and study these characters because Urian dresses like that for a reason. So at that point, if you have a problem with it, go mess around with how he lived his life. Okay, that's the way it goes. Like, this is how the character was fucking written.
Right.
Okay? How about his brother Gil, who is also in a man thong, and just so happens to be blue on his left side and red on the other?
Mm-hmm.
All right? Why is he dressed like that? Because he literally thinks he is the Street Fighter equivalent of Jesus Christ. Okay? That's what he thinks he is. Let dudes be in man thongs, let chicks be in cute little swimsuits. I don't care.
Yeah, really. I don't care either.
I didn't care when Dead or Alive did it, and I still probably will never play a Dead or Alive game.
You don't want to play beach volleyball with me?
Well, I was talking the actual Dead or Alive games.
Oh, the fighter.
The technical fighters.
Okay.
Because, like, 3D fighters have just never really been my thing. Although I am kind of considering getting into Tekken. But not really. Don't start asking.
Yeah, let's just ask.
Let's play let's play beach volleyball. I got it on PS4. I bought it for
You just want to give some trouble, don't you?
I bought it for
I don't care. I don't care.
purposes.
Mama Susan, fuck you.
It's for research purposes.
Oh, okay. All right. It's
Very scientific.
you buy that, right, Andrea?
Sure.
He has extreme beach volleyball for research.
Very scientific, sciencey things.
Sciencey things, yes. You follow the science, Alex?
I follow the science.
All right, good.
I also like to think of myself as a man of culture.
I don't know.
I can just feel the eyes from Andrea on you right now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that might actually have to happen because, first of all, fuck Mama Susan. And then second of all, fuck Mama Susan.
Yeah.
So.
Alright, stop.
Stop.
Stop it already with that.
Speaking of Mama Susan.
I don't want to hear.
If you guys are brand spanking new here, because we can't, unfortunately, we can't see if you guys are here, so we probably have 40,000 lurkers and we just don't know. If you guys are brand spanking new to the stream and you are liking what you're seeing, please consider giving us a like, comment, and a subscribe. It really does actually help both the Twitch and the YouTube channels, because this is actually going to be going to our Drak and Shadow channel when it's finalized. So you guys can give us a subscribe over there and check out the content that we have over there. We have tons of Let's Plays for you guys to check out. Even though the Let's Plays have basically become streams, it's still awesome.
Destiny? I just want to kick some.
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure.
Wow, that dragon is metal as fuck. So at that point, also, if you guys want to give a nice big middle finger to Mama Susan, because Mama Susan hates us all, then give us a subscribe, because she hates my channel just as much as she hates anybody else.
Yep.
And that's one way to stick the finger to the man. Or in this case, the wool man.
Yeah.
So that being said, another little bit of game news that I kind of want to get into is I think Square Enix did a good, Alex. They don't do that much, but I'm just gonna explain this battle plan to you, Alex, and you tell me whether or not it's a good idea.
Okay.
So Final Fantasy VII Remake came out in 2020.
Right.
But it was basically only accounting for 1 to 2 hours of the story.
I don't know.
So
I knew it was a part, but geez, that was...
Yeah, they literally added 20 hours to a section that was like 1 to 2 hours long.
Jeez.
I've literally seen speedrunners do that section of the game in 40 minutes. They added tons to Midgard. So at that point, everybody's been asking, okay, when's part 2? And they haven't given an answer. Well, they have officially.
Yeah, I heard.
Because they had an anniversary for the release of Final Fantasy VII. So they've actually given a release plan to get people until the sequel got announced. So FF7 Rebirth will be the next one. And we also know that it will be a trilogy. So at that point, you know, there's only one more game after that. But they also announced that one of their additional games, Crisis Core, is also going to be remade, which is great because, like, out of all of the additional Final Fantasy VII games, that one's probably the most beloved. And, in fact, in order to tide you over until Rebirth comes out, which will be winter 2023, you will get Crisis Core winter 2022. To be able to help kind of whet your appetite until they can get Rebirth in your hands. And I've seen some people online going, this was a great idea, this is a bad idea, they should technically have Rebirth out by now. What do you think of the release plan that they announced?
It's whatever to me. I'm not a Final Fantasy fan, so...
Well, at least they're giving something.
Yeah,
right.
I'm happy for the fans there.
Yep. The other thing that's cool about it is they also announced that Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis will be getting a closed beta test in the summer. And this is going to be a mobile game that will tell the accurate story of Final Fantasy VII. Everything that's happening in the remake, Alex, is actually not a remake.
So, it's
telling its own story.
Oh, it's a reimagining then.
Yes.
Okay.
It's why I've been saying to everybody that it shouldn't be called FF7 Remake, it should be called FF7 Remix.
Right.
Because then you're being honest. But Square Enix doesn't listen to me. So, you know, that's the way that goes. But, so you'll have that, but then you can also have the changes that they're making to the timeline in FF7 Remake.
Right.
So that'll be good for them. But I actually do like this, contrary to what a lot of people think. I like the release plan because it at least gives people stuff to look forward to instead of making them wait an extra year.
Yeah.
Because, in my opinion, the FF7 Remake people have waited too long. Because you brought this game out in 2020. They had been waiting 15 years, or 10 to 12 years, 10 to 15 years before that. You need to put something in their hands, or you're going to lose audience.
Okay.
So...
Maybe give them a sucker.
I wasn't going to put it that way, but okay. Wow, now you're getting all sexy. What the hell?
What does that have to do?
She made a penis joke and she didn't even realize it.
Okay, whatever.
So, but yeah, so we have that. And then this one I also kind of want to get into. Alex, have you heard about the Last of Us, The Last of Us Part 1 remake?
No, I didn't hear that.
So, The Last of Us Part 1, or the first Last of Us game, is being remade from the ground up for PS5. I use quotations because it's not being remade from the ground up. They are taking Last of Us 1 remastered and remastering it again.
Okay.
So they're putting a snazzy PS5 skin on the remaster. It is officially the remake of the remake of the remake.
Well, it's a remaster in the traditional sense before we used remaster for everything.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And they're charging $70 for it.
Wow, $70?
Uh-huh.
Jeez.
Because PS5 games are $70.
Oh, that's true.
Do you see now my argument on paying $70?
Especially when it's...
When it's technically a PS4 game that you could plug into your PS5 right now and play?
Yeah, that just seems excessive.
I tested it. You can put Last of Us Remastered on it, and in fact, it's on PlayStation Plus. So you could stream it.
Yeah,
you don't have to buy the $70 version.
It'll probably look just as good. It's like, when was the original Last of Us? It wasn't that long ago, right?
The original Last of Us came out in 2013.
Yeah, I mean...
Last of Us Part 2 came out in 2020.
Right.
So, at that point, like, we've had I mean, there's been a stretch of games, but this is basically to tide people over, I believe, until the HBO series, which is going to completely retell Last of Us 1, but for HBO.
Right.
So I'm guessing we're going to be seeing a lot of nude scenes of Ellie.
Of the
Just saying.
first?
Yeah, that's what the HBO series is.
Oh, okay, because I was gonna say,
Except Joel will be Hispanic.
Joel. What did you say?
Well, yeah, because he's being played by crap, what's his name? The guy who's the Mandalorian.
Oh.
So I can't remember his name, but oh well.
Well, I'm pretty sure you can look it up.
I'm not gonna look it up because that means giving this guy attention. And this guy likes to be an asshole to his fans. So at that given moment, Alex, would you pay $70 for the remake of the remaster or the remake of the remaster?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal, that's his name. So, yeah, this is what I was talking about, and I've gotten reference back to it a couple of times that me and Alex have this disagreement that games should be raised up to $70, and my argument with that is that they better be deserving of $70.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is one of those examples where it's not deserving. And I think we're in agreement, right? It's not deserving of $70.
Yeah, for just another reskin of a game that already is out there.
The only thing that they're saying is different is that they are basically bringing back the original multiplayer from the original game because the remaster didn't have it. And they're putting in like a little side campaign for a character that's not relevant to any of the story.
Right. Okay.
So at that point, like, I'm kind of defaulting back to my original position because it's not like they're going to tell a story with this person. Instead, he's just going to be featured in the multiplayer. So great, good on him. I don't really care. And if it's Abby, then I'll just laugh my ass off.
You're gonna make Abby Cena joke
Yes, every Abby Cena joke.
like you've done before.
Her time is up, her time is now. Whether she deserves it or not. I will make all the Abby jokes. What are you talking about? So, Andrea, Alex has made an anime recommendation that we might have to add to Geek News Anime Night.
Okay.
It's Bible Black. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's
I'm just kidding.
Spy X Family.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will get to it at some point, but I was explaining to him, in case I got this wrong, Andrea, that we're taking a break because you want to be able to keep a balanced approach to what you're watching.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
What do you mean? You're not a weeb like me?
I thought you trained her right, Alex.
I know. I thought so too.
Damn it.
I thought I raised this girl.
What? You did not raise me. What are you talking about?
You did not raise her in the ways of anime, Alex? For shame. Well, I mean, the Dragon Ball fans would be very irritated at your raising because you didn't show her Dragon Ball.
Nobody showed me Dragon Ball either.
What?
That's not true. I did see an episode once on Toonami, so.
What, did you just say you've never shown me Dragon Ball?
No, I've never been shown Dragon Ball either.
I have offered numerous times
yeah.
just to show you the jokes. Like, I wouldn't even show you the arcs or whatever. I'd just find all the funny shit and show it to you. Because that's what I find enjoyable about Dragon Ball. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, and then the other thing that people are laughing about with all the game announcements. So, Disney now has a Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh, yeah?
They do. It's called Disney Mirrorverse.
Okay.
And can you take a guess as to what the champions are going to be?
The Disney princesses? I don't know.
No, it's all the Disney characters.
Oh, all Disney characters.
So, like, they've showcased Scar and a souped-up Merida. So she's, like, now she looks kind of badass, I guess. I don't know. She looks weird in proportion. but so does everything in Mirrorverse. And also, they did showcase that you can get Lightyear Buzz Lightyear. You know, that movie that flopped.
Oh yeah, that one, the new one.
the new one that flopped. So I feel kind of bad too, because like we shouted its praises when we saw the trailer, but the problem is that, well, then Disney got political, and everybody kind of lost interest, especially when they found out that Lightyear was going to be used as a political punching bag in their dumb campaigns.
I didn't know anything about the movie. I kind of just wasn't interested.
Oh, I can't. That's right. Me and Romney were ogling it. You really weren't.
Yeah.
You weren't interested. Why weren't you interested in Buzz Lightyear, Alex?
Okay, I loved the original Toy Story when it came out, and it's like, I don't need any more. It's enough of Toy Story, Disney, move on.
Okay, so I have to ask this. When did you hit the enough point? Like, what Toy Story were you at by then?
After 2. I haven't even seen 3.
I haven't either.
I like 2. I think I actually saw 2 in theaters. I think my dad took me to see it when I was a kid, so it's fine. I like 2 fine. It's just, I didn't need any more after that.
See, I like Toy Story 1, didn't like 2. Haven't seen 3, haven't seen 4. And I was actually interested in Lightyear just because they were going to try and expand on Mythos, but instead they propped up Buzz Lightyear to put up their Pride Month agenda. So at that point, I kind of lost interest. And it still makes me laugh that, crap, what's the other movie out right? Top Gun Maverick is kicking the crap out of Lightyear.
Yeah, I still have not seen it.
Hi, Rising Sun!
Hello! Setting things on fire with Spyro, yes.
Yes. I still haven't seen Top Gun. I want to see it though.
I want to do it, but I've become super lazy. I just don't want to go to the theater for it.
That's understandable.
I want to stream it instead, and maybe when my kids are older, then I'll change my opinion. But and
Yeah.
Couch-kun, because I haven't said hi to them today. Hi, Couch-kun.
Couch-kun. This one's nice. He doesn't kill you and send you up to other worlds.
Indeed, and also it's nice and comfy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys do not understand how much we love this couch. Like, if I might have to beat people with a stick to keep it in the office, because I think it was you guys' mom that was basically saying like, you should move that down to the family room. It looks really comfortable. Like, no. No.
No.
This is our gaming couch, and that's where it's staying. I'm being selfish. I like it. But yeah, I'm right there with you. I can't even believe I'm saying this, because it feels like we're betraying like 10 years of our own history.
I know.
But I kind of want to see Top Gun Maverick now. Just to see if the rumors are true and Tom Cruise made sure that they held to every continuity standard of the original Top Gun. Because if that's the case, then fuck it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's your home, so you have a right to be selfish. Damn right.
Yeah. Yeah, the movie looks good.
I haven't seen a trailer for it, but I mean, just from what I've heard, it at least makes me want to go see it more than Jurassic World Dominion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dino Crisis 2, the movie.
Dino Crisis 2, the movie. Yes.
I'm still kind of disappointed, by the way. So Capcom announced their new dinosaur property, Exoprimal. It's not, and they also confirmed it's not connected to Dino Crisis at all.
Oh.
It's like, fuck you. Now I want Dino Crisis remake. You know what? Fuck Resident Evil 4 remake. I need Dino Crisis remake.
Yeah.
Even if it was Code Veronica remake.
Oh, that'd be a tough choice.
That
That actually would be a tough choice. That would be like chopping off my arm.
like, which one would you rather have?
If it's between Resident Evil 4 remake and Dino Crisis remake, then the choice is obvious. If it's between Code Veronica remake, that's a harder call. Because both games should get a remake. I'm not kidding. Both should definitely do it. And actually, in all honesty, Dino Crisis would work in this day and age. Are you telling me that people wouldn't want to go hunt raptors in glorious 3D?
Yeah, seriously.
Like, please give us that. Please give us that. It would be amazing. And I already know that they are, they brought out the Capcom Fighting Collection to see if there's viability in bringing back the Darkstalkers. Oh, please let there be viability in bringing back the Darkstalkers. I don't even need a fighting game. Just give me an action, like a hack and slash with the Darkstalkers, and I'm totally fine with it. Although a fighting game would be great. Not gonna lie. And then I wish I could say that there's been prominent anime news, but aside from the Billy Kametz?
Yeah, I think Kametz, I'm not sure how his name, but
Billy
yeah.
Kametz passing away is the big one, and it's
Yeah.
still sad.
Yeah, that is pretty sad.
Especially since we just barely found out that Alex has watched a series that had Billy in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we all have reasons to mourn. Poor Billy. Poor Billy. Billy Cranston.
Billy Cranston.
Wrong Billy. You get my point.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we still have our Blue Rangers.
Yes. Although our Red Ranger might be going to jail.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Have we gotten any updates on that? He's still saying he's innocent.
I have not seen anything.
So, for those who don't know, Austin St. John, the original Red Ranger, has been arrested and is going to be undergoing trial for what was it? Fake PPP loans?
Yeah, fraudulent
PPP loans. Which he is saying they are not fraudulent. So, this is going to be interesting. Not sure what I think about it.
Let me see if there's been any news on that.
Oh, and also, Alex, you have to talk me off the ledge. Really quick.
Okay.
So I have constantly said don't pre-order games
Right.
on this. But Nintendo just barely did a Nintendo Direct on Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Oh yeah, pre-order that bitch.
Would you like to elaborate on that?
Because I think with that, at least you know you're going to get a quality game.
So they basically announced that there's going to be an expansion pass for it,
Right.
which is going to include hero characters and even additional story, which every Xenoblade game has gotten story DLC. In fact, Xenoblade 2 got basically an entirely different game out of it. But, I've constantly told people don't pre-order stuff, like, don't give these game developers the satisfaction. But talk me off the ledge, Alex, because Monolith Soft has consistently delivered in every game that I've ever played from them. Now, granted, I played Xenoblade late, but I played it, and I loved both of the games. Couldn't put them down. In fact, in my opinion, Xenoblade 2 is the Xenogears sequel that I thought I was never going to get. In terms of themes and everything like that. It's not directly connected. But at that point, yeah, I feel like, yeah, this is a worthwhile purchase to do the expansion pass because of how much of a Xeno fan I am. So...
No, I think...
I just like how you said it. No, pre-order that bitch.
Yeah, because again, I think this is one where you're guaranteed at least the quality.
Yeah.
Compared to, like, pre-ordering from fucking EA or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this isn't EA, where I know what I'm walking into and that they're going to make, like, this $100 collector's edition and we're not going to know anything about the DLC or anything like that. We don't know too much about the DLC in Chronicles 3, but we know that there will be hero characters, there will be story DLC, and there will be additional stuff that you can do in the game. And Xenoblade is, like, built on being an open world RPG. So at that point, I don't necessarily have a problem with how they've done it, and I think they've earned the money
Yeah.
at this point.
I think they've definitely earned your trust.
I mean, honestly, it would have been better if they said, "Oh yeah, if you pre-order this, you get Xenogears on Switch." That'd be great.
Yeah.
I would never put my Switch down ever again. Actually, I am disappointed in that because there was rumors that they were going to announce a Xenogears remaster or a Xenogears release to Switch, and our buddy Rising Sun has been wanting to play Xenogears, except it's not accessible, or not easily accessible unless you're willing to emulate.
Yeah.
And so at that point, this would have been his solution. I'd be like, Rising Sun, get out your Switch! You can play Xenogears now! But yeah, I think I'm gonna do this, Alex. I think they've earned my money
Yeah.
at this point.
Do it.
They've earned my money more than World of Warcraft because I'm not even sure if I'm pre-ordering the next expansion. Yay, games to play, right. Absolutely. Whoa! Oh wow, you should not have recovered
I know,
from that.
I'm surprised I did.
I'm especially excited with Xenoblade 3 because, Alex, they're bringing back Mecha!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're bringing back Mecha! In a weird way, but I'm okay with it because, like, it makes sense with the world. I haven't pre-ordered it yet, not sure I will. Well, are you a Xenoblade fan? That's gonna play into it. Because as you guys will find out when me and Brenton are gonna be doing a podcast on Xenoblade in preparation for Xenoblade 3. And it's actually funny that we're doing that because he's more of a fan of Xenoblade 1 and I'm hardcore Xenoblade 2. So we'll have an interesting discussion on that because he loves Shulk and I like Rex. So we're gonna have some verses there, but it's gonna be all right because everybody will agree that Pyra and Mithra's boobs are amazing.
Yeah.
Probably way more proportionate than they need to be. But I think Alex can even agree the holy boobs of justice are great.
Big boobs are great.
Oh my god.
It's one of those times where I expect Andrew to be like, I'm sitting right here. But we like big boobs and we cannot lie. You other
imagine
brothers
what
can't deny.
Mom would think when you say that?
She'd think that he was a boy.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Andrea to comment or to hit someone. Oh, you meant Dragonflight? Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to pre-order that. Because they, in my opinion, Blizzard has not done enough to bring me to the table. And in fact, it actually sounds to me like a lot of the features that I like from the last couple of expansions, they're taking away in Dragonflight. So no, I don't have any incentive to pre-order it. So I'm glad to hear that I'm not the only one seriously considering it. Considering that my older brother, who believes in the same theology as I do, he has already slapped down his pre-order. But he did it because he's got a bunch of online friends that he wants to go hang out with. So I guess you could say he has a reason.
Yeah, understandable.
Well, because now that his kids are, like, in their... Like, one is graduated.
Yeah.
Late teens?
Late teens and
Yeah,
early
well-
adulthood.
I think this year his oldest will be 20. That ought to tell you how old you are,
Yeah.
Alex. Welcome to old age.
Jeez.
We're happy to have you. Yeah, so... Yeah, I think she'll be 20 this year. Either 19 or 20. And so at that point, like, he's got a lot of free time on his hands, so he actually went back to WoW raiding. And has been enjoying it ever since. Which is good, because the dude works way too much during the day. And needs something to let off some steam. I'm gonna ask an honest question here. And I'm not meaning to be rude. Have we made any progress tonight? Well, we did get a couple of dragons.
She's found some dragons.
Okay.
Yeah, aren't we supposed to find some dragons?
Well, you guys want to 100% it, right?
I don't want to 100%.
No, but don't we?
That's right. Andrea wants to 100% it. She's dragging us along for the ride.
Well, aren't we supposed to get all the dragons in order to progress?
I think we just needed a certain amount.
No, you only need a certain amount, and then you can
Right.
go to the next level.
Which I've been trying to find. I don't know how many, if we're at our goal or not.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we need a certain amount of dragons before we can go to the last area, which would give us Nasty North. I don't think you need all. No, you don't need all of them. I got Nasty New York with the bare minimum, so I can tell you you don't. I just can't remember how many you need. But it's something along the lines of Mario 64, where you're only needed like 75 stars, as opposed to the 200 that are in the game. So, not that bad.
Okay, so let's see.
Return home.
Let's see.
And I hate to tell you this, Alex, but I already know where we're going to be playing after Spyro. Because your sister has twisted my arm and yours at the same time.
Oh, what are we playing?
The remake of the remake of the remake of Resident Evil.
Right, I'm excited.
Hey, I've been.
I'm sorry, the remake of the
I've been
remaster or
dying-
the HD remake of the remaster.
I've been dying to play at least either the remake of 1 or Resident Evil 0.
Okay, can I play 2?
Oh, you mean 2 remake?
Yeah, 2 remake.
No, I'm kidding. We'll figure that out. Although I am gonna say this, we'll probably only do 1 playthrough because the way that they've made it is there's not too much difference in 1 remake in terms of story. There really isn't a whole lot. So right now we're kind of leaning towards Chris because he has Rebecca. And Rebecca is in 0. So there'd be story continuity there, but... So we have 75... We have 75 dragons. Go to the balloon guy.
Okay.
Because he's the one that would tell us.
Beetle it.
So, Dreamweavers. I think that's the last world.
Entering the Dreamwave as well.
I think that's the last world. So, at that point, we've probably unlocked it. But we might not have unlocked Nork. Because I think you need to hit so many dragons before his door opens. But I might be wrong. I don't know. Uh-oh. Are we pinwheeling on the Gem of Doom?
I don't think so. Load times in this game are kind of long.
They are. Which is sad considering that we're playing the disc version.
Yeah. Oh, I was here at the start.
Okay, let's look for a balloon guy. And see if we can... Because he's not going to be behind us.
Right.
But if there's another area, then he'll be able to tell us if we're there or not.
Yes, reigniting and it feels so good.
Reigniting and it feels so good. So yeah, don't worry too much about collecting.
Yeah.
And instead, let's just look for the balloon guy and see if...
Okay, quit dying already. Go. Keep
Yeah.
running off the cliffs.
Jesus, it's like this is Zelda and it's raining all over again. Speaking of, we should be getting another Nintendo Direct next month, which I'm guessing is going to be the Zelda one.
Yeah, I hope so.
So at that point, I'm presuming, I don't know this, but I'm presuming it's going to be Breath of the Wild 2 official subtitle and release date. But I don't know that for certain. So nobody jump down my throat. But I think it's time. The hell? Oh. Well, that's not gonna work. Is this... No. Okay, there we go. Yes, so Dreamweavers is the second to last world. And so if we find the balloon guy, we would be able to unlock Gnork's world. Or Nasty's world. Gnasty Gnork.
You nasty Gnork.
Going on, luck, it's past that castle. Ow!
Come on.
You got flattened. I think he got more than that. He got schmooshed.
Smooshed. Smoshed.
He got mosh pitted. Nah, that doesn't work.
Mosh pits. What is this, the 2000s again?
So we have to come here?
Well, we're looking for the balloon guy to see if we have enough to unlock the last world.
I think I remember where the balloon guy is. So you...
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep going that way that you're heading. Up there, and then glide over there. Go across the water,
Across the water.
or across the gap here.
Smack.
Go across to your right.
Over here?
Right,
No,
right.
Okay.
There you go.
And then go up that hill, turn left.
And there he is.
Ah.
Okay, so let's see if we qualify. Nasty's world. He's there.
Yay!
So let's check out Nasty's world, but we are running out of time.
Yeah, it's getting late.
So yeah, we need to make sure that we get you home by a acceptable time. Not because he has a curfew or anything, but he has to work probably tomorrow.
No, thankfully I don't.
But sleep is nice.
Yeah, sleep is nice. Just like big boobs.
Are you gonna tell on us, Andrea?
She might.
Hey, at least now that we can at least unlock the last area. Wait.
No, we've been here. This is just the place.
Oh, hold on. Go left.
Okay.
No. Go right. Go into that house area.
That's
Here. This.
Gnork Cove. Is this it?
Maybe it is. Maybe it was just locked before.
No, but I went in here.
You did?
It's the one that the enemies are throwing barrels.
Oh yeah, we have been here now.
Let me figure it out. Let's see.
Yeah, we have been here.
Let's look at the guidebook. Hold on. North Cove. So yeah, we've been here because we unlocked 2 dragons.
Okay, so I wonder if those are the other levels.
Like I remember from the PS1 or the original, like you had to unlock a certain thing to make those heads open or something, and they unlock.
Maybe, but give me a second. I'm trying to figure it out right now.
Open up!
I don't know. Oh. Replay Dragon. Replay it just to be safe. Actually, what's really sad is that might give us the answer we need. Okay, so Narc Nexus beats the Artisan Home or Toasty. It's the single easiest level in the whole game. Okay, that doesn't answer my question. Right behind Haunted Tower, okay. Why? Okay, here we go. So, Nasty's World.
Need a lift?
Let's see what's going on here.
Need a hit? Oh, need a lift. I thought I said need a hit.
Yeah.
So psychologically you wanted one, which I'm working on. Misty Bog, Treetop, Wild Flight, okay, Dreamweavers. So shocked. Okay, Nasty's World. Talk to the dragon just ahead, get all the jewels you can, then go into North Cove. After, so how do you unlock Twilight Harbor? It doesn't actually this is frustrating. We might just have to call it here and then I'll figure out what the hell is going on. So at least we were able to finish up Mega Man 8 and we made some progress in this game.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. You can also join us tomorrow as myself and Andrea basically do a finale or bust of Horizon Forbidden West. Just set everything on fire. Yeah, that's the answer.
Yes.
So yeah, we will be finishing up Horizon Forbidden West tomorrow, so you guys can join us for that. Until then, have a good night, everybody. Take care.
Good night.
Good night.
See you we'll see you next time.
Rising Sun, why are you saying goodnight to Couch Coon first?
That's a very good question. Rising Sun, you need to get out of here. Get out.